England under-17s will take on Spain under-17s tomorrow afternoon in the final of the under-17s World Cup. Victory for the Young Lions will be another high point in what has been a sensational year for England's youth teams overall. The under-17s themselves reached the final of the Euros earlier this year, where they lost to Spain. The under-19s won their Euros back in July, the under-20s won the under-20 World Cup in June, the under-21s reached the semi-finals of the Euros, and another English youth group also won the Toulon tournament. Evidently then, there are some seriously talented players in England's youth ranks. So we thought we ought to take a look at 7 who we feel have exceptional potential. This 7 is made up only of players who've represented England at under-17 to under-20 level this year, as most of the under-21s are already established players. Here are our 7 most talented England youth internationals. Sasson Oakley-Boothe. A central midfielder who's represented England under 16, 17 and 18 level, Sasson Oakley-Boothe made his Tottenham debut as a replacement for Dele Alli in the League Cup last month. The 17-year-old will be hoping to replicate the meteoric rise of his Spurs teammate, who also represented England at multiple youth levels. A well-rounded midfielder, Mauricio Pochettino was reportedly wary about strengthening his central midfield over the summer as he wanted to give more opportunities to Oakley-Boothe at some stage. Joel Odia. Manchester City have a fine academy right now, and a handful of their youngsters could have made this 7. One who does though is Joel Odia. He is captain Man City's youth side and is currently captaining England's under-17s at the World Cup in India. Quick, strong and of large stature, Odia looks like a natural centre-half, but he's also comfortable in possession and happy to bring the ball out of defence. Man City have spent some serious money trying to find dependable centre-halves, so perhaps Odia will save them a few quid in a couple of years' time. Angel Gomes. From the blue side of Manchester to the red, Manchester United's academy was once the envy of every club in England, but has had rather a barren spell over the last decade or so. Marcus Rashford may be leading a renaissance, and Angel Gomes could be the most likely man to follow in Rashford's footsteps. Long admired at Old Trafford, Gomes has been likened to both Ronaldinho and Paul Scholes, which rather exposes the dangers of trying to liken a youth player to a current or retired pro. A diminutive and versatile midfield player, Gomes is intelligent and tricky. He has an eye for a pass well beyond his limited years, and his touch rarely lets him down. Aged 17, he made his Manchester United first team debut in May of this year as a replacement for Wayne Rooney. In doing so, he became the first player born in the 2000s to make a Premier League appearance. Rhian Sasson. The best known player in this 7, Rhian Sasson is already a regular at Fulham and has played 38 games for the Cottagers at the tender age of 17. It's no coincidence that the one player playing outside of a top flight in this 7 is the one gaining the most experience. Having said that, Sasson may not be at Fulham for long, with the Londoners already having faced a battle to keep a hold of their talented left-sided teenager, with interest from Tottenham, Manchester United, Manchester City and Borussia Dortmund. Ryan's twin brother Steven Sasson could just as easily have made this 7. Part of England's under-17 World Cup squad, Steven has been described as the future of Fulham. Rhian Brewster. The star in both the quarter and semi-finals of this under-17 World Cup, Rhian Brewster is currently the tournament's top scorer. He scored hat-tricks against both the USA and Brazil, showing excellent movement and a real striker's instinct. Aged 17, Brewster has played in an array of positions for Liverpool's youth sides, but looks like a poacher in this current England setup. Liverpool have an impressive track record when it comes to pacey young strikers bursting onto the scene. See Robbie Fowler and Michael Owen. And given their current lack of options at centre forward, Rhian Brewster could be a real problem solver at Anfield. Phil Foden. England's standout player at the under-17s World Cup, and one of the most exciting prospects the country has produced in a long time, we can only cross our fingers and hope Phil Foden is developed in the right way at Manchester City. One thing England have lacked for so many years, arguably going back as far as Paul Gascoigne, is a really talented ball player with the confidence to commit and beat players at will. Foden has that confidence with the ball at his feet. He's a tricky customer and the driving force in this England side. Capable of playing through the middle or on either flank, Foden seems to share a good relationship with Pep Guardiola, so hopefully we'll see him getting some game time in the not too distant future. Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho is one of the brightest prospects, not just in English, but in European football. The teenage wonder kid was very highly regarded at Manchester City, but chose to leave the club in the summer to join Borussia Dortmund. At 17, he became the first Englishman to join the German Giants. It was a big decision for such a young man, but he's certainly a club with a reputation for nurturing and giving opportunities to young players. A versatile footballer, Sancho is probably at his best on the left flank, where he loves to cut inside and shoot with his stronger right foot. The fact that he has been the subject of an £8 million move to Borussia Dortmund at 17, where he's been given Ousmane Dembele's number 7 shirt, probably tells you all you need to know about Jadon Sancho. Provided he gets his head down and concentrates on his football, he should be a future England international. So that's it for our top 7. Thankfully, the current England setup means there are loads more candidates, so leave your suggestions in the comments and let us know which England youngsters you're most excited about. Thanks for watching, give us a like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe to HITC Sevens.